Let's keep it real, guys. What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Make sure you hit the like on your way in. Hit the like button on your way in. I'm not gonna hold you all too long. Just want to get on here and talk about Pastor Keon. Shaunie's dad. I mean, Lord have mercy, Shaunie's husband. Shaunie's husband. We're gonna talk about that for just a little bit, and get in, get out, get in, get out. But yes, so I'm gonna wait till a few people come in before I get to talking. Hit the like button on your way in. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to jump on, and we're gonna be talking about Pastor Keon, Shaunie O'Neal's husband. I can't think of his last name. Is it Henderson? I think it's Henderson. I'll go back and change the title a little bit. But we're gonna be talking a little bit about Pastor Keon, and was he wrong for telling that lady to shush? Was he wrong, y'all? Was he out of order for telling that woman to shush? Was he wrong? Was he wrong for telling that woman to shush? Because she had got the Holy Ghost and everything. And she was going in. She really was. She was really going in. Give a few more minutes and then I'll get started. Come on, YouTube. Shoot, spread it. Spread the word that I'm on here. So I'm going to get started. No more people come in. Okay, so let's just go on and get started. So has everybody seen that video that was out about Shaunie O'Neal, formerly O'Neal's? Hey, Kiara, his daughter, sister-in-law is my best friend, and I have been. Girl, Kiara, I was like, I gotta say something. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. When I seen it, I fell out laughing. Hey, K-Love, I fell out. I fell out laughing because I was like, now that was funny. Okay. I know people talking about it and talking about he was wrong for saying that. I was like, because we all done grew up in the church and everything. A lot of us grew up in the church, and how people be getting on there. Hey, Moni, you know how people be in the church and they be screaming and hooping and hollering. We done all seen it. We done all seen it. And when I seen that, I was like, oh no, he didn't tell her to shush, okay? And went over there and told her, basically, I can't remember verbatim, but basically she needs to stop it, because all we want to hear is the spirit of the spirit of the Lord. And I was, I'm a comment reader, so I was reading the comments and stuff, and people was like, he was wrong. He shouldn't have done it as the pastor. He shouldn't have done it. She got the Holy Ghost. And then it was some people commenting in the post also that went to that church, and they was like, she does this every Sunday. Every Sunday. So nothing against the woman, she getting the Holy Ghost, but can you imagine hearing this every Sunday? It's like, okay, here she goes. She going to start up. This is how we used to do when we was young in church, you all. When we was kids in church, that's what we would do. We'd be like, so-and-so going to start hollering, because you could tell they were about to build up. And sure enough, they was about to start hollering. She was in the spirit, but he was disturbed. I just don't know. That's the thing about it. She was in the spirit, and he was in the spirit, and he was like, look here now, you doing too much. They said that he had a talk with her in advance about her doing this. My goodness, this is a mess, you all. The more you delve into it, he had a talk with her. Allegedly, we can't confirm nor deny, because we don't know what Pastor Keon Henderson had to say to her. But allegedly, he had already had a talk to her about all this hooping and hollering in the church. All this hooping and hollering. And I'm not gonna lie, growing up in the church, you be like, oh my goodness, it kind of scares you a little bit when you hear somebody just start hooping and hollering, and then when you get used to it, you just kind of drown it out. I'm not gonna lie. But now, if she was in an audience, it probably wouldn't have been that bad. It probably wouldn't have been that big deal. But she up there in the choir singing. So he's sitting here trying to meditate and praise and on the word and on the Lord, and feel the spirit coming in and everything. And then when she got to hooping and hollering, I think he was being as nice as he could. Okay. I think he was being as nice as he could because he could have told her, look, you need to shut on up. Get her off that stage. Get her off that stage. He could have done it, because some of these pastors, hey, Liz, some of these pastors out here can be ruthless with it. Do you hear me? I don't know if y'all remember that it's an old video where this woman had came up in the pulpit and the pastor, he darn near kicked her out. I said, now, he was wrong for that. He damn near threw her out the church. And I was like, now, he was wrong for that. Put his hands out on her, everything. At least Pastor Leon excuse me, Pastor Keon Henderson. Look at me, I gave him every name. At least he was like, shh, shh, and went over and was like, basically you got to cut out all this hooping and hollering, honey, because we can't even feel the spirit because you drowning the spirit out. She. I'm not gonna lie, it tickled me pink. Tane, hey Tane, it tickled me pink. Pastor Keon Henderson, girl, yeah. Why do I keep giving these people different names this morning? My God. He told one of his members to shush because she was getting the Holy Ghost, and yeah, she been doing it for 4 years. She was getting the Holy Ghost, and he trying to feel the Spirit of the Lord and all of that. And then she hooping and hollering, and he was just like, she got to stop all this. Stop. And do I think he was wrong? No, I don't think he was wrong because he didn't mean nothing bad by it. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never got no strange vibes about that man. Just watching him on TV with Shaunie, I ain't never got no strange vibes from him. He was trying to be as nice as possible. And he also told her, from what I've heard, we can't confirm nor deny because we wasn't there, that he also had a talk about all that hooping and hollering and carrying on. And you up there in the choir, ma'am, you come on now. You got to have a little composure, Everybody is saying their little prayers and silence and worshiping in silence, and she over hooping and hollering. So it just built up. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like it built up, and the poor man couldn't handle and couldn't handle it no more. And who all better to address it than the pastor? Not him trying to control what goes. I know. I thought the same thing too, man. I was like, but you know what? I'm just gonna say this. This is who people follow, meaning they follow their pastors. This is their leader. So that's the reason why I said I can't say nothing bad about them. Because this is their leader, this is who they decide to follow. And this is what happens when you under religious control. This is what happens. You kind of give your uh say so up because you've allowed them to lead your life. You've allowed them to be your guide too, the Most High, the Creator, God, Christ, however you want to put it. So really, people can't get mad. This is just my opinion. I don't think really, I don't have a right to say anything in my opinion because I'm like, this is who she's chose to be her leader and who she's chose to allow to lead her. So this is what goes along with it. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and this is how it goes. Whatever she's going through, she needs a counselor too, because baby, she giving it all to the Lord and the church and everybody up in there. Not him trying to control somebody's life. And yeah, Moni, people love God out loud. Ain't no time to play with the devil. Yeah, and that's how it usually go. That's like telling him to step down. Yeah, and that's how it goes because they they paying their tax to be, to keep the church and stuff going and everything, and pay his salary and stuff too. Hey, Jim Lowe. And this is what I mean when I say about religion. Again, people fine with religion, and I'm fine that they're fine with religion. But me personally, if I'm screaming and I'm praising the Lord and everything, and I'm screaming and somebody try to shut me up or tell me I need to shut up or shush, I'm gonna catch an attitude. So, and I'm not a follower either. So religion is not a good thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I learned that a long time ago. Religion is not a good thing for me. I don't believe that I got to go through a man, like they do in a lot of these religions. I don't believe I got to go through somebody else to get to the creator. I don't believe that. I can go straight to the creator myself. And that's what religious indoctrination does. They teach you that you got to go through this person. To get to the Most High, to get to the Creator, however you want to address the Creator, period. But and a lot of people say, well, this is the person who teaches us, baby. You got to learn too. You can learn too. You can learn, and I ain't taking away nothing from Pastor Henderson, Keon Henderson, and everything. But child, you can open up if it's what you want to do. You can open up a book too and learn some things yourself. You ain't got to wait every Sunday to go to church and learn. You ain't got to wait until he tells you to read this next Bible verse and meditate and study on that. And then we talk about it in Bible study. You ain't got to wait to do all of that. That's what I'll be getting at, you know. But that's what certain churches exactly. That's what certain churches. Everybody has their ways of praising God. You can't tell them someone to be quiet. Yeah, and again, a lot of people are saying that in the comments. You can't, he ain't got no right to tell her to be quiet. But I bet you he'll say, well, I'm the head of this church. I'm assuming, I can't confirm nor deny, but he's the leader of that church, and they've chosen to follow him, and that's what he's standing on. He's standing on big business, Tiny. He's standing on big business. I was listening to that earlier because it popped up, and I heard Cap, and I was like, Cap, will you stop it so I can hear her singing a song? Oh, because he hollering about Lord. When I heard who he was talking about, I said, "Oh my God, no, he didn't do that." But I'm laughing through the song and then trying to sing the song at the same time. But I digress. Let me get back on track. But yeah, I just had to say that in there. But Pastor Keon said he is standing on big business here. He's standing on big business. He is standing on big business here. And I need for her to shush and told her, stop all that. Stop all that. I was very good. Hey, fam. Hey, Denise, 4 years now. Ushers, what's up? Thank you. Ushers. Y'all know darn well y'all was supposed to go over there and fan her, because that's how we used to do in the church. When I was going to church, we was little. They get the spirit. They come over there, and the ushers, they come over and they white, and with their white gloves and their white hat, because my granny was an usher, and they come over and fanning her, and she's screaming and hollering. They fan her, and they trying to calm her down and then carrying on. And child, wasn't nobody coming over there to support this woman, and why she getting the Holy Ghost. Wasn't nobody coming over there to do nothing. So they need to get it together and support this woman. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Again, this is who they chose to be their spiritual leader, if you want to say, if that's what you want to call it. Their spiritual leader, Pastor Keon. I ain't taking nothing away from the man. He ain't never done nothing to me, and I don't see him having. I don't get a sense of arrogance from him or nothing. I've never gotten that, because I've watched him several times. On Shaunie's channel and everything, and I'm like, I've never gotten any arrogant type of sense of anything about him. And she love him, and that's her husband and current on. So she gonna stand behind her man. And it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was funny. I said, oh my God, I can't believe this. It was funny. And she did shut her mouth. She shut her mouth after he said something. So like a lot of people saying in the comments, she could have just be quiet a long time ago. She knew. She knew. Jesus, because he's still in Christ doesn't mean everyone is gonna be like, yeah. Exactly. People express themselves in a different way. Everybody expresses themselves in a different way, and we don't know how a person's going to react. But to me personally, she should have been out there in the audience and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? After we get ready to start the praise and stuff, ma'am, go have a seat. Go have a seat. Oh, go have a seat. I'm being funny, but at the same time, yeah, somebody had to control it, and unfortunately, she's standing up on the stage and he trying to be in his praise. Y'all seen this man. This man was in his deep praise, y'all. And she was up there hooping and hollering. He said, I can't even concentrate and meditate on the Lord and carrying on because all of this hooping and hollering. Everybody can't listen to all of that. You know? Everybody can't stand to listen to all that hoop and hollering. Personally, I don't like all that hoop and hollering. It gets on my nerves after a while. I can listen to it for a little bit, but after a while, I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this. When I used to watch church on TV online and stuff, and then when they get the hooping and hollering and run across the stage, I'd be like, okay, let me go and turn to somebody else, because now you're doing too much. That was just me, personally. That's how I would be when I was into religion and everything. Again, that's how people do, but, it's up to you how you want to deal with it. And she would have had to go sit down for mine. Here, go sit her down and go fan her. Go fan her and Colonel give her some water and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how they used to do in the church when I was growing up. They went over and fanning her, keep her cool. And child, what that woman did was nothing. In the old churches in Colonel, they be falling out on the pews and carrying on and just screaming and hollering and kicking. Oh, child. That what she did, that was nothing Can you imagine the screaming and hollering and the kicking and falling back? I mean, the pastor, he's still preaching and everything because he's feeling the spirit and he getting all up into it. And, everybody else, us kids, we was turning around looking, like trying to see what was going on, even though we done seen it a million times. So to me, what she did, that really wasn't much of none to me. It really wasn't. It was funny because it took me back to my childhood. And I said, oh my God, they're still doing it. Because as I got grown and when I did go to the church for a little bit of time, I went to one of them churches where they didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I went to what, because I had grew up seeing it all the time. Furthermore, I didn't want to stay at church all day either. So I went to one of them churches where, you have service at 11 and then, church be letting out about 11:45. Cool. We at the door. We at the door. We done. You know what I'm saying? Falling out the pool. Exactly. Falling out the pool pit. That's the kind of church that I was raised in. Shaking through the church, Hey, Carmen. Yeah, I can't either. It's a distraction from yes, it was. And again, after growing up and hearing and seeing that all my life, when I did get grown and my daughter went with me to, when she went to me with church, we went to one of them churches that honey service was at 11 and we was out by 11:45 and they had the police in the parking lot ushering everybody out the parking lot because it was one of them big old huge mega churches. And we got the little message and we gave our little tags and put in the little envelopes and we was at the door by 11:45, y'all, because again I said I ain't got time for this stuff no more, meaning I didn't want to sit in there all day long from sun up to sundown. And another thing I didn't like about the church, a lot of churches, was the dress code. Everybody won't come in and be dressed from head to toe. No. No, I've never been one of those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't stand the little cliquishness. Oh my goodness. All the little cliquishness that was going on. Everybody want to be dressed up. Distraction, Liz, is distraction. Everybody want to be dressed up from head to toe. I was never that kind of person. So that was another thing that got on my nerves about the church. I was like, everybody's all clicked up. They want to be dressed up and talk. You hear people talking about other people and how they dressing and she shouldn't be coming in here looking like that. All of that, y'all. Everybody took away from the message. Everybody forgot about the message. So getting back to the point, again, I go to church to where church starts at 10 a.m. and I be over with at 10:30. 11:30 or 12. Exactly. First of all, it's too hot for all of that. It's too hot. That's why I said they will be fanning the lady in our church, y'all. It'd be the same people every Sunday. It was nothing new. Three-piece suits and all. Yes, And not all the time did I want to be trying to dress up and trying to outdress somebody. I just was never that kind of person in church. And I saw that growing up all my life. We had to wear our Sunday's best to church. Our grandmother bought us our Sunday's best and we had to wear it. So when I got older and, once my grandmother passed and, I would go to church, different churches and stuff, I don't know. It just, again, that was part of my journey. It was part of me opening up even more into insight as to, what's really going on out there in the world. So I was already, waking up more and more at the time. Now I'm looking back on it and it wasn't enough. I just felt like that I was just going through the motions. The Lord says come exactly. And the thing about it, Moni, some of them churches, they don't even care nothing about that. You better come in there, step in a certain kind of way. Although, like you said, come as you are, but a lot of churches wasn't like that. And the more and more, like I said, as I got older and I saw things, I didn't like it. I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what was, in front of my eyes and stuff. You heard people talking about other people, but my church has dress down Sundays. Oh, okay, cool. And I didn't like those types of things and stuff. And, of course, I know the pastor don't know everything that's going on. I got friends that still go to church to this day. And, they be telling me about, stuff to be going on at the church. I got a good friend of mine that I work with and everything. And she had to leave her church, you all, because the negativity was just so strong. And she said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it no more. I didn't want to be up in there the way they talk about people. They won't talk about how people sing and why she get to sing this time and she can't even sing. And, she had to leave her church that she was at for years and find another church to go to. Now that's when I draw the line, okay? Because should nobody be running you up at the church because they don't like the fact that you in a choir and you get to sing and that's sad. Hey, Sharonda, and it's sad. So it's called disturbing the service. A lot of pastors will correct you for that. I do not think that was wrong. She had been doing it for exactly. I'm not gonna lie, Sharonda, I was laughing because I thought it was funny, first of all, how he did it, but he did it in a tactful manner. He wasn't rude about it. Didn't nobody drag her off the pulpit stage, whatever you want to call it. She stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Because some pastors could have told her, she got to go. Get her off of the stage here. I'm the one that's supposed to be shining, not her. And it is pastors like that. We know that. God's still working on you. Yeah, and there's pastors like that. They want to shine. You ain't gonna be up there taking the shine from them. You know, but I know that our pastors ain't like it, and I don't feel that that's what Pastor Keon Henderson was doing. He was just like, you got to calm it down here. We done try to talk to you now. We don't try to talk to you and everything, and it was nice to see Shaunie laughing about it too, because it was funny. It really was. Loving kindness is how we are supposed to draw people in, but not all of us. Thank you again. Thank you, Moni. Yeah, a lot of folks, black folks. I'm just gonna go and say it. A lot of black folks, they get up in them churches. They want to look they dresses down to your feet. A lot of these church folks and everything, they want to get in there and they want to form these committees and run things and try to run people's lives and everything. Child, last time I checked, you was not the creator. So go have several seats. You don't tell me jack, shit, about nada, okay? Nada. And that's the thing about it. But and man wasn't, he wasn't wrong in my opinion. He wasn't wrong. He ain't drag off the stage or nothing. He didn't have nobody drag off the stage. He wasn't disrespectful to her. He was just, he addressed it and moved on, kept it moving. And the old way they took you to took to the basement. Yeah, Denise, like I said, when I was growing up in church, they just let her fall out on the floor, and the ushers be holding her up because they get to jumping and screaming and carrying on, and usher be on both sides, and they be fanning and praying. Yes, praise the Lord. Yes, this is what I grew up on. So, like I said, she really didn't do that much. She really didn't do much. She was just hollering at the top of her lungs, and people they couldn't take it no more, and I'm sure they probably had some complaints about her, and who better yet to address it, the pastor. That's how it goes. The pastor's gonna be addressed it. We wouldn't have no right going up there and telling her, stop all this hooping and hollering, girl, stop it. We wouldn't have no right to do that, but the pastor, the head of the church, that's his role, that's his responsibility, and he handled it. She was putting on laugh out loud. If she really had the Holy Ghost, she wouldn't have been able to, she wouldn't have heard him. You're right. She wouldn't have heard him. Because again, I've seen it growing up firsthand many times. They run up and down the aisle. Child, they will run up and down the aisle, run all across the front of the church, like where the pulpit is and the pastor's preaching, run all across there, get that Holy Ghost dance and running all across here. They do all of that, and you can't, you're right, you can't communicate with them because they're not gonna hear you. There's somewhere else spiritually. So you right. Also, mothers of the church, please clean those wigs. The wigs and the hats, honey. Wig and hat go falling all off, and she just laying there screaming and then get the crying. Child, I seen it. So it just took me back to my childhood when I seen that woman. I don't want to imitate it, because if I imitate it, somebody gonna be like, you trying to be funny, but oh, when I was looking at it, I said, oh my God, I cannot believe this, because I didn't, I seen it on TV years ago, but I didn't know people, look at me, I didn't know people still do it like this is a past thing. People still doing it. Yeah, I grew up going to both Catholic and Chatham Baptist Church, every Sunday, okay? You got to see both sides. Yes, see, I thought on the Catholic side that they would be more reserved and stuff. That's, what I'm saying, I've never been to a Catholic church, at least I don't remember growing up. We could have, I just don't remember. We went to them old apostolic Pentecostal churches. We went to them apostolic Pentecostal churches, and we had the visiting churches. We had them visiting churches from way up in the hills, and when I tell you they perform, whoo, my goodness, they perform. Church supposed to let out, because we have double service. We have our service, then we'll eat, and then when time for the visiting service church to come, they'll come, and we be out there. We be up at church 11 some night, knowing we got to get up for school, and we still are, because of the visiting church is still there, and they done caught the Holy Ghost, and they running all around, and child, yes. My childhood was long, deep rooted in the church. I remember all of that. Lord, I remember all of that. So can't nobody tell me about nothing about the Bible and well, what if you can't? You need to consult with the Lord. Trick. I don't not get again. I grew up in the black church. You can't lose me on that. Okay, they changed a lot now, but pretty much it's essentially the same. Again, the only thing that I don't like about it now, with the church, once I got older and I was going to different churches and stuff, I didn't like the competition of everybody want to dress in their Sunday's best and look at people who didn't dress up. I didn't care for those types of things, and I didn't care for how people try to dictate and tell you what you need to do, and because I'm not one of those people. So trying to tell me what to do would never work. And I just didn't like staying all day long. Once you get older, you didn't like staying all day long. And my daughter, she went to church with my auntie. When she was younger, she went to one of them apostolic churches. My auntie did, and they been there all day. And my daughter be like, "Why I got to church? Cause go to church? Cause I did. We had to sit in there all day too. So you gonna go?" I can laugh at it now because I was like, we had to go sit in church all day, so you going to sit in there all day too. Where now they had stuff for the kids and everything. Don't get me wrong, they had stuff for the kids, but she was like, why she got to go sit in church and stuff all day? Because we had to. We had to. Okay, you spoke on this the other day. Manifestations, love your channel. Thank you. So I just thought it was funny because I just thought it was funny because she was like, "Mama, why I gotta go to church and sit all day?" Because we had to. Because we had to go sit in church all day. That's why, So you gonna get it too. You gonna get it too. So again, she knows about the Bible. She was raised all up in it and everything. And as you get older, you go your own paths. You see what I'm saying? You go your own path, and how you choose to serve and how you choose to connect with the Creator. That's up to that individual person. And like I said, I'm not one of them people who pushes my beliefs on anybody. Do what you do. Do it how you do it. But my thing is, I'm just my job, again, also is to help wake people up and to realize their power, and to realize that they took a lot of our power was taken away from us, our God-given powers, our creator powers, the creator powers that was given to us. But we were put into that deep slumber to take away that power from us, and we were taught to believe that we had to go through somebody else to get to the creator, and that was the farthest thing from the truth. We have every right to go to the creator, God, the most high, however you want to put it. We have every right to go to the creator, period, and make our petition. We have every right to do that. Again, we were made in the creator's image. So if we're made in the creator's image, why do we got to go through somebody else? You see what I'm saying? When you start thinking, when you start realizing it and sitting down and thinking, and not just go with everything that you was taught growing up. I admit I was the same way. I went with everything that I was taught. But did it ever stop to occur to you that everything you were taught was not 100% true? You got to seek the knowledge yourself. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna just sit there and hand it to you. You got to seek it yourself. You got to be willing to want to learn and understand and expand. So again, when I go back and say, going to church and religion, I'm not for religion, because I really believe that religion hinders you from your true relationship, from the true core, the true essence of how it really goes and how it's supposed to work. That's just my opinion. And I don't want anything hindering, or anybody hindering me from having a relationship, from making that connection. I don't want to have to go through somebody else and to be able to say, is it okay that I send this petition? You see what I'm saying? That's my thought on it. Church started at 9. We used to not get out. See what I'm saying, Moni? Lord have mercy. And that's how we will be. We be in church. We be looking at the clock. We like, me and my cousin, we be looking at the clock. It's 2 o'clock. We should be getting ready to get out. Because, we thought what time. And then, my goodness, don't let somebody get up at the end and do they speak and talk about, their life and how their life has changed. That's another hour tacked on. Okay, so, forgive me once I got older if I was like, I'm not doing all day. I'm not doing all day. I did that going to church. I done put in my dues. We all had to put in our dues here growing up. And when I did go to church as an adult, honey, we was in at 11. And once everybody came in and they sung the little songs, the service started at 11 and we was at about 11:45. And like I said, the police department, because it was one of them big churches, so they hired the police to direct traffic and stop the lights and everything. You hear me? And we was up at that church, okay, and headed on home. And I'm like, yes, 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 okay, loved it, loved it, loved it, okay, and and again, that eventually as I grew older and well, I don't want to say grow older. I am what getting ready to be 53, so I ain't gonna sit there and act like I'm in my 30s and carrying on. So, but as I started to waking up more and more and more, I wanted to know more. My higher self was bringing me to crave more. So crave more meaning I sought more knowledge. So as I, again became more and more enlightened, I was like, it's got to be more than this. It's got to be more than this. More to life. It's got to be more. So yeah, that's like a part of like again how another piece of my journey along waking up. My great granddaddy and granddaddy are both pastors on both. Lord have mercy, child. Name. Oh goodness, girl. So child, you didn't have no choice. You was in church every time, in church every time. Yes, I remember when I was younger at a different church, I fell asleep during service and didn't wake up until it was, and you got to stay asleep, Moni. Child, we had to stay up. Do you hear me? Again, my grandmother was the usher. We better not go to sleep up in there. And then if we act a fool while we sitting in the pews, as they call them, on them big old hard benches, and we sitting on them all day long, and trying not to fall asleep because Granny was gonna come up there and tap us on our leg. Back then when didn't nobody say nothing. You can't do that to these kids. She come over and pop us on our leg, okay? And the pastor still kept on preaching. We better not went to sleep. Go to sleep. You better stay awake. Um, and don't be acting all like you getting an attitude because it's taking all long either. Here, so that's how we was raised. Okay, that's how we was raised. I agree, Moni. I used to do the same thing when I was younger. The church changed because of the need of the church has changed. The historical point of view. Yeah, you right. You right. I enjoyed that now. Oh, growing up in the South, it was mandatory that you dress. Thank you. That you dress up a church, and it came from parenting. Now things have loosened, and people can come as they. And the thing about it, I've seen some videos where they be posting little snippets. What do you call that? Snippets of people in church, and you be like, now come on, now didn't nobody tell you come as that? You coming as too much, okay? That's a bit much. I did it too much. Remember, the ancestors did not have a voice. No, they didn't. They didn't have a voice at that time. Has been telling people to hush like crazy. But like I said, Giovanni, that's why I said I can't even be mad at Pastor Keon Henderson, because I didn't feel that there was no ill will. I didn't get that sense from him. I've never got a ill sense about him of anything. I've never gotten it from him. I saw somebody in one of the comments was like, uh, he just something about him just don't sit right with me. Quit lying. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it. Let me just say that. But people just say anything off of what they just see. You got to understand. I've been following Shaunie's channel, and she shows him on there all the time. So I've never gotten that about him, and he's just one of them kind of pastors. And if you choose to go to that church, then that's how it's gonna be. It's just that simple. That's how he runs his church. He try to work with her and carrying on, and try to talk to her, as they say, and carrying on. And after a while, he like, I got to say something to her, because I'm sure again other people have complained. Y'all know how black folks are. They get in church, complain about everything. Well, this ain't right. Why so and so get to sing every Sunday? Why is she on there, the first singer every Sunday? Because I got a friend there who's in the choir, and she tells me how they be doing in the choirs. I said, see, I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with that. Everybody won't complain. Everybody won't dictate and run everything. Look, just sing. Just get up there and sing, and quit worrying about how somebody sound. Quit worrying about what they got on and how they look. If they is in uniform and they choir outfits and carrying on, who is you to open your mouth and say anything about anybody? That's the thing about some of these black folks. Not all of them, but some of them. I always got something to say about what somebody else is doing. Ain't nobody saying about you and how you praise the Lord, okay? So just shut up, okay? Thank you. Someone barely wear the proper clothes, but got something to say. Yep, every time the doors open, choir rehearsal, Bible study, Sunday school, morning service, and second service. Yes, child, I remember them days. I remember them days, and when I seen that video with that woman, it triggered me. I said, "Oh my God, oh my gosh." Ugh. I thank my grandmother for that foundation. I truly do. Because she did what she thought was best for us. And she wanted to make sure we had that foundation. And I appreciate that foundation. And I'm grateful for that foundation. Because nowadays, a lot of these kids, they not getting these foundations, you all. That's why they out here running amok. So I'm glad that we had that foundation. We still here today. Them prayers of our grandmothers and grandfathers is what is carrying us, a lot of us, till this day. And the spirit of them still following us to this day. The spirit of our ancestors is still with us to this day. Just think about a lot of people who did not have that grandmama, that praying grandmama on her knees and praying, the way she knew how, the only way she knew how, praying, and them prayers have still carried us to this day, okay? And a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't have that. That's why you see a lot of them, again, all of this is spiritual. We live in this realm, this world, but again, we're still spiritual beings having a human experience. So a lot of these kids running amok now, you looking at their mamas and you looking like, well, my God, no wonder the child is the way they are, because look at the mama. They didn't have them praying grandmamas and grandfathers and somebody to, to keep them in line, if you will, growing up. So it's no surprise. So that's why it's so very important for people to, wake back up, and especially in this moment in time, because so many people are just lost. You felt his frequency, and it wasn't with ill intention. Yeah, I didn't feel that. I never felt that or gotten that type of feeling, when, because you can watch videos, you all, the ones that are tapped into themselves spiritually, you can watch somebody and pay attention to them and be like, as soon as you see them, you can see it. You can pick up on it. You see somebody in person, it's just something about them that's the spiritual realm where you can pick up on it. Somebody called it aura. Somebody called it aura and everything. You can see their aura around them, and you can definitely pick up on it. And with everyday people that you're around, you can definitely pick up on it, that their aura, their spirit ain't right. You can see that light is dim, honey. And I don't know why it's dim, but you stay your behind on over there, because don't bring it over here to me. Here, because I got my crystals sitting out, okay, to balance that energy when that negativity come around. I have my crystals sitting right out with me, or in my hand, or in my pocket, somewhere on me, okay? I try to be more cognizant, excuse me. I try to be more cognizant of having those things with me. Okay. Let me see some more comments. Vacation Bible School. Yes, the Vacation Bible School, child, shut-ins. Oh my goodness. And let's not talk about the ones like the shut-ins, like you said, the prayer services, and we gonna have a 24-hour praise. You be like, and we had to go. We had to go because we was over Granny's house for the weekend. So we had to go. We had to go with Granny. Okay. And again, you have the food at the church. We ain't going home, Granny, to eat. Now we gonna eat here at church. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we knew it was gonna be a long summer. A long summer. Like what's your girl be saying on her channel in that song? Cause Sweet Teacup be repeating, a cold summer, a cold summer. Okay. It's a place and time for everything. Exactly. He spent 4 years of trying to work with that lady. And I heard that Denise 24K, that he spent 4 years. So it was time. It was time, and people was mad because of what he said. But number one, it was funny to me because it triggered me and took me back to childhood. And number two, he's the pastor of the church. So, with that being said, in my opinion, he had every right to do that because he's the pastor of the church. People that go to the church have chosen to follow him. So don't get mad when he say something that you don't agree with, or how he put it. I don't like how he said it. Get over it, because he's the pastor of the church. Okay, this is what goes along with it. And people can't get mad about that. My pastor told the elders, if they can find a dress code in the Bible, we'll follow. Okay, okay. If they can find a dress, exactly. That's the gift of discernment. Yes, exactly. Yes, Moni. Good morning, Tazoni. Yes, good morning. It was funny, child. It was funny. It was funny. And like they said, somebody said in the comments too, she did stop it as soon as he said it. So, girl, okay, Now, do she get the Holy Ghost outside of that time frame? Because again, this is my opinion. You should get the Holy Ghost at different times, and not just when you in church and everybody else is praising. And I might be wrong for saying that, because you can't tell when somebody gonna get it, But I'm just like, can you just do this at any time? And then let's not talk about the people who would try to act like they had the Holy Ghost and speak in tongues and stuff. You'd be like, what are you saying? Because that don't even sound like the regular tongue that we used to hear when we was growing up in church. So let's not talk about that, the fake speaking tongues here. Don't judge me, y'all, again, because I've seen it and heard it all. You know the real tongues when they speaking in church. You don't understand none that they saying, but you know the real tongues when you hear it. And then when you hear the other tongues, you be like, what are you saying? That don't even sound like the tongue that we grew up hearing here. All that shababala, you be like, that don't even sound authentic. It don't even feel authentic. Because again, we know the real tongues when we hear it, okay? Okay, at least he isn't jelly. Thank you. He's not. He's a strong man, standing up as the leader of the church, which is what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It's God's house, and the pastor is the landlord. See, some people will beg to differ. Yeah, he's the landlord, and that's why he said something, because he was like, from what they were saying, that he had been trying to talk to her for years, 4 years, and she kept doing it. So him being the pastor and the vessel in which a lot of people go through to make that connection, to get that learning and teaching, he felt like that was his right. Fake shouting. The fake shouting for me, Moni. It's the fake shouting. I'd be like, what in the world? That is not the real. No, that's not the real shouting. And them tongues don't sound like the tongues that I heard when we was growing up. And I'm sticking to that, and I ain't changing. They don't sound like the same tongues that we heard growing up. When I be hearing some of these people nowadays, I'm like, what in the world is they saying? This don't even sound real. Now, and again, I don't know what they were saying when they were speaking tongues when we was growing up, but this don't sound like the same thing. Here, it don't sound the same. They doing too much now in these days with exactly with the fake shouting, and like I said, a lot of these churches they don't even really do that anymore. A lot of these churches are really strict in and getting out, getting the word out, and I like that. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy that, because you still had time to finish your day, and if you want to go home and read your Bible later on and worship, then that's what you do. It didn't take all day to do it. Just like with spirituality, you spend your time, and you light your candles, honoring spirit, and let's not forget, you all, when you honor spirit, you need to honor yourself as well, again, because you are spirit. Okay, so let's not forget that. I wish I had brought this up a long time ago. You honor yourself, and again, that's part of showing yourself self-love, because your spirit as well. Your spirit as well. And you have brought a lot to this plane through the creator living within you. So let's not forget yourself. Honor and again, love yourself and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. We give so many praises to people outside of us. People meaning this person's doing a great job, they doing a good job. The pastor, he's doing this and that, and the ushers, and they doing this and that. You're doing something too. You're playing a part too. So let's not forget, that there's nothing wrong with honoring yourself. Now, the world that we live in is gonna say you shouldn't do that, but spirituality will say otherwise. Okay, so just keep some of those things in mind. Sometimes they just want attention, drawing attention. Thank you. Exactly. Too many attention seeking folks attend service. Definitely. The ATM. Whoo, when I heard about the ATM machines, hey Betty, when I heard about the ATM machines in the churches, I said, now y'all done went too. This is where I draw the line here. I'm gonna take some chalk and draw a line. This is where I draw the line. They done went too far. Y'all done went too far with putting ATMs in churches. If I can't write a check and put it in the little envelopes and carrying on, then it shouldn't be. It ain't meant to be at that time. You can wait till next Sunday. But these ATMs in these churches, y'all done drew the line, because we should be able to write a check. Yes, it's people that still write checks in this day and time. Okay, I prefer sometimes when you doing business deals. For example, you getting work done on your house. Um, Getting work done in your house, and what else? Getting gutters and stuff like that done, because that's what we had done. We had windows and stuff put in all the way around. You think I'm going to swipe a debit card? No, ma'am. We wrote checks, honey, because I need to see a record and account of that money. Think I'm about to swipe a debit card for some stuff like that? No, ma'am. I want to see where this money going to. I need to see a picture. Yes, I know what we got done, but you can call me old fashioned, but that's how I do. That's how I do. And same way Home Depot, going buying materials and stuff. I ain't swiping no debit card. You gonna take his check here for here. You gonna take his check so I can see and everything where the money's going to and how it's being spent. I don't want that swipe your card and stuff. Cause again, especially when you dealing in certain amounts of money, I ain't swiping my card. I ain't gonna do it. I'm still one of those check. Okay, good, exactly. So I don't feel like outdated. Then I don't feel outdated. Yeah, when you doing business, yeah, that's how you handle business. You write them checks, cause baby, we got to have some record of what's going on. Okay, we got to keep some records and be able to balance and some carrying on. Moni, now you talking about mental health. Hey Betty, yeah, it's you got to keep up with that. They don't want to. They don't want no excuses. You gonna get that money. Like you better go and get that. I ain't got. I ain't really got it today. I had to pay some bills. You better go on out there and swipe that card and get some money out for the Lord. Is it for the Lord or is it for the church? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how some of these places are. I seen a video on TikTok. This old video where I don't know if it was a skit or what, but if even if it was a skit, it was a funny. It was still funny. The guy had got caught in the back, and the pastor told him he wasn't tithing enough. I said, and the guy, he just went off. And the wife was standing with the pastor and agreed that you ain't tired enough for the church. And she couldn't say nothing because it was her husband. And I guess he the one handle the bills. And the pastor said, you ain't tired enough for the church. I said, see what I'm saying? You have got to quit this nonsense. And then you know how they do like the pastor appreciation and everybody take up a certain amount of money because they want to give the pastor a certain amount of money. Y'all, you see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. That's what I mean when I say religion. That's what I mean. I don't mean get away from, the creator. I don't mean do none of that. I come on now. Who created this? Okay? Who made us? Okay? I understand all of that. I'm just saying I just don't agree with now that I'm awoke, officially awakened, many years ago that I see that religion removes you from a lot of the connection that we're supposed to have, that we were designed to have, that we are supposed to have the connection to the earth. All of that was created by the Most High. So why would we be removed from that because religion says that? It don't make sense. The two don't go together. We're connected with that. I heard the antennas, and I heard somebody said in the comments yesterday, I heard the antenna connecting to the earth. We're connected to that. So why are we removing ourselves from that because religion says we have to? Make it make sense. If somebody can explain that and make it make sense to me, then I still ain't going to entertain it, but I will listen. That's what religion does. Somebody telling you how you need to do, how you need to worship. Oh, you better not light this candle. Oh, how dare you honor your ancestors. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be able to be sitting here right now talking to you all and giving you different viewpoints to give you something to think about. It's up to you what you decide to do with it. I'm just here to give you something to think about. And there's a lot of people that are woke, I must say that. And I love seeing that. And again, it's how you choose to use the information that you have. That's all. That's all. But yeah, my grandmother, she was a hardworking a woman of God in the church. You know what I'm saying? And she sacrificed a lot for us. So why would I not want to honor her? She's gone, but when I still, she been gone over 20 some years, but when I think about her, I can still think of her as if it was yesterday, just going and sitting on the couch and laughing and talking to her. And, she's sitting here talking about this and that, watching her shows, The Price is Right, The Wheel of Fortune. I can still see all of that. I can still visualize all of that in my mind's eye. So that's how I keep her memory alive. So when they be talking about, you lighting a candle for your ancestors and sitting some water out, they say that's wrong, but everybody else does. Every other nationality does it, but if we do it, then it's demonized. No, the hell out of here with that. That's what you're not gonna take away from me. That's my connection. That's what I love to do, and I remember her day to day. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I don't agree with. Again, like I said, when it comes to man-made religion was designed to keep you away from your higher power, your higher strength, your higher self. Because why? Because you're allowing somebody else to think and speak for you. If a person chooses to still go to church and everything, just still keep in mind who you are and you have your higher self. Man, again, man is not perfect. Um, and man ain't supposed to be perfect, because if you was, then you would be done created your own self. Okay, you wouldn't. The creator wouldn't even be here. It wouldn't be no. It wouldn't be no existence of anything, because you just perfect, and that's it. Don't get me wrong. You are gods and goddesses. You can create, but are you gonna be perfect? No, because there's always gonna be life lessons for us to learn. When the life lessons stop, then that's when you perfect. And I don't believe that that's how this realm, none of this was designed. We're all here again to learn and to grow and to ascend. The more you learn, the more you ascend. And that's what it's about. Ascension. I still have my checkbook. I'm not a minister though, Miss Denise. Oh, Moni, as a minister, you have to learn to deal with both worlds. Yeah, what you mean, like different people and how they act, and different things like that. Yeah, you definitely have to be, a strong leader when you're over a lot of people. You definitely got to be a strong leader. And it ain't for the faint at heart, and as we know, most pastors are strong individuals. And then let's not talk about the ones who are in those seats, not doing the right thing. If that makes sense. They're in those seats for their own selfish reasons, own selfish gain. And that's when it's an issue for people who go to church. That's when it's an issue, when the pastor's doing the wrong thing and people are still following along. Case in point, the Jakes, the things that we've heard. I've heard that a lot of people have left that church. I used to listen to him. So can you imagine? I used to listen to him every Sunday, 6:30 in the evening time. I used to watch him. So can you imagine? When you find out some of those things, later on down the line, you see what I'm saying? So again, it just goes to show that these pastors is not perfect. Um, and we're not perfect. We're out here to learn, to grow, and ascend. And I'm not putting my fate, my livelihood, if you will. It might be the wrong choice of words, but I'm not putting my fate and my 100% trust in man, meaning that them leading me and telling me how I should be. That makes any sense. If I'm going to do this, then, I'm going to be led by spirit, and let spirit guide me. Your higher self ain't going to do you wrong. It's going to steer you down the right path. Yes, you will have lessons in at the same time, but again, that's part of the journey. That's part of the journey. We can't get around it. And that's how it works. Basically leading the saints astray. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a man. Yeah, basically can lead the saints astray. And it can happen. It can happen, because people thinking a lot of times that they on the right path, and then they don't be on the right path because they listen to, clergy, somebody telling them what they should do and how they should do it. You know what I'm saying? What they should do and how they should do it. You got to seek within yourself, your higher self, your spirit that's in your body. Again, that's who I allow to, it's a part of me. It ain't gonna teach me the wrong thing. It's not gonna teach me the wrong thing, but so and so over here might tell me the wrong way to go, and I done listen to them because they leading the church and they got this big flock of following, and I done listen to them. And now look at you. And then not only that, are you on the right course? You see what I'm saying? They might be telling you you need to go to school and do this and do that. But how you know that's your right path? How you know that's your spiritual path while you came down here? So that's all I'm saying. You got to be very careful. That's all. And these are not the things that we were taught growing up in church. This is the age of enlightening, awakening, and this is what it's time for. A lot of people are waking up and becoming enlightened and are seeking within instead of outside. That's all it boils down to. You have to learn how to seek within and not outside. Again, if it makes some people happy where they still feel like that they want to hold on to the church and everything, by all means do it. But continue to seek within. I'm not gonna sway nobody or nothing. I'm just gonna, show you, some different ways of looking at things, and then it's up to you to research it and allow your spirit to lead you and guide you on what path you should go on. You get what I'm saying? Because there's more to life than what we was just told. The old way in the country, the elders combine or cover the native and African condition practices in the woods exactly before. Thank you. Before church services had walls, yes, like them old movies they ain't real old, but them slave movies that we were watching stuff, where they would be out there in the woods and they'd be standing around and everything and praising and honey doing they root works with them herbs and current on. Okay, earth, wind, fire, and air, and then you spirit when they was out there in them woods doing all that and they're having them services. That's what they was doing. That's what they was doing. But we was taught that we was always strictly in the Bible and this and that. But guess what? A lot of our ancestors they had to convert to the Bible and just go with that as word because if they didn't convert to Christianity, religion, they would get in trouble. Again, you got to remember where they were at. They was on these slave plantations, and as time got more evolved and everything, they just went on and converted, and they didn't use those practices anymore. Some of them still used them. Don't get me wrong. Some of them still used it, and that's how a lot of us got knowledge today. It was still passed on down, okay, and excuse me, spirit passed it on down. So a lot of them still did it. So that's all I'm saying. People just need to wake up and think. And when they wake up and think and start using, the God given spirit that they already got within them, if they start calling on that spirit to teach them and guide them, my goodness, child, Moni, whoever is in leadership in the church, not saying you being the minister. Okay, let me read some more. But yes, you're definitely right, Denise Mitchell, definitely. It's a lot of lost people in the world, and that falls on the pastors. You're right. And everyone in the thank you. Thank you, Moni, because I'm so glad you brought that. Because a lot of these pastors, y'all, they know. They know, and they're not going to tell you because guess what? The church, religion, that's a big market. You know how much, that's a nonprofit. You know how much money they make? Why would they say something? Why would they? Honey, that's a profit out of this world, okay? A profit out of this world. You get up there and you keep leading these people straight, and that's so sad. And you keep leading these people straight, and you get a big fat paycheck along with it. Yeah, okay. The two worlds I'm speaking of is spiritual. Oh, mental from the trauma. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm equating that with what you said on that trip that part too. Yeah, but a lot of them lead you astray as well because they don't want to tell you the truth. They know the truth. They know the truth, but they ain't gonna tell you. They not gonna tell you. And it's sad. But that's just. I mean, that's why I said you got to wake up on your own. Ain't nobody gonna lead you to pasture. You got to lead your own self to pasture. Somebody said it the other day. You got to take up your own cross. You got to take up your own cross literally. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You got to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? The two words, okay, mental and, yeah, the spiritual and the mental from trauma. Yes. Yes, yes. So when you're forced to go into something that this is not what you were accustomed to practicing, and this is not the practices that you were taught from coming over from another country to this country, or whether or not you were already here. A lot of black people are native to the land already. It's some that were brought over, and then it's some that's already native to the land, meaning that, a lot of black people were already here, native to the land. It just goes so deep, you all. And I've even heard stories of there was never a slave trade. Excuse me, there was never the part of where they had us in bondage and blah blah blah. It's just so much, and it's so much to take in, and you'll be researching those things forever. So I've read a lot of stuff, and I talk about it and everything, but I try not to hold on too much of it because I don't want it to hinder my growth. You see what I'm saying? I get in and get out. I learn it, I study it, and but I am inclined to believe that a lot of black people were already here too, because don't think that we was just over in Africa. We traveled throughout the world, you know what I'm saying? The world, meaning that we were all in different parts, and it wasn't all just from slavery. If that makes any sense. It wasn't all just from slavery. We were all over the world, just like Christopher Columbus never discovered the United States. There was already people here, so black people were throughout the world. We just wasn't. We didn't just magically pop up over here because we were dragged over here from slave ships, and then that's how we came over here. No, a lot of us were already here. Now, how do we know all of that? Will we be able to depict who was, if I was, if you was, if our ancestors was already here? We probably would never know that. But again, that's what's coming out now. That's definitely what's coming out now. The love of money is the root of all evil. Facts Moni did. They do They do, which is crazy. Let me back up some. Some people still think God is a joke. Yeah, the Nile River is drying up, and yeah, because the people of the land is not where they're supposed to be at. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these lands are inhabited by people that are not supposed to be in those lands. So the land is not going to flourish and populate like it did in ancient times. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, the divine people that are supposed to be in those lands, it's drying up because again, the divine people of that land is not there. So it's not going to produce the fruits that it's supposed to produce, you know? But you know, people don't want to hear none of that. Like how many prophecies, thank you, are going to happen to them for people to realize that that the most high God is coming back. Moni, it is the intent verse. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Now, and I can't predict, you know, what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? How this world could end. Just like Atlantis. Me and my husband was talking about that last night about Atlantis and Thor. I'm gonna have to read more up on it because it keeps popping up in my timeline. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read it. You know, I'm gonna read it and listen to some videos and read some articles and stuff on it. I'm gonna get into it more so I can be able to understand it more. But Atlantis and how it was destroyed, it was people that, well, I don't want to say people per se because they didn't, I don't think they looked like us 100%. But they were beings. Let me just say that they were beings and they were superpowers. Okay, they had superpowers. Okay. A lot of us are coming back into our superpowers. We're getting stronger and stronger in our superpowers. There was lands, worlds, if you will, that had those things already. You know, they were making things manifest out of the clear blue sky. You see what I'm saying? So those things existed. So heaven forbid if we reach that stage in this lifetime. Can you imagine how it would just ruin a lot of plans of the elites who have been dumbing us down for years and years, hundreds of years, and want us to stay dumbed down so they can continue to remain at the top of the food chain. What they call it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're at the top of the food chain. They got everything. They're comfortable. They have home, money, food. They have all of that to make them feel content. So they have reached the top of the food chain and they are at self-sufficiency. They're fine. But everybody else, they still trying to get to point A. I'm trying to get some food in the refrigerator. You know, that's not how we were designed to be. We were not designed to come down here and live below. We were designed to elevate and ascend and keep on growing. But again, we have been dumbed down and blinded and tricked out our spot. And a lot of us is waking back up, simply put. Yes, yes, please hit the like button. Y'all know I'll be going off on a tandem. I'll read the comments and then I start talking about something else. But I don't mind doing it. Some people like to stay on track. I don't mind doing that because it does remind me of things that I might have forgotten about or that person might have jogged my memory. Like, you know what, you're right. I'm glad you said that. So to me, it helps with me focusing on a lot of different things. So I can talk about one subject forever, but I feel like it's so many different things that you can tie in all to one topic. I.e., we was talking about Pastor Keon Henderson, and again, look how we, you know, went into other areas, and I think that to me that's a better way of you know, kind of getting the conversation started because everybody has something to offer. Everybody, and it helps me to know that it's a lot more people that are awoke and they have different things to offer as well. Because you don't know how you're going to be going along your journey in life. It might be going one way, but guess what? You might look up and you be on a whole nother path. You be like, I never thought I would see myself here doing this, y'all, but look what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all, again, I know why I'm doing, you know, what I'm doing now and how I'm doing it. I worked with kids. I had to talk to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over until I'm blue in the face to get them to understand stuff. Okay. And it started before that. It started, you know, with my college days going to classes and everything we did. It always had to come with a presentation. I'm like, really? I hated it. I really did. I did not like doing it. But it helped prepare me for now, you know, what I'm doing now. All of it was building me up to help me to do what I do now. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to get on here and speak and be confident in what I'm saying. Because you know I know what I'm saying. I've studied what I'm saying and be able to put it in a way where you know people can relate and connect to it. And a lot of people, you know, they want to do that. They want to start having those types of conversations, but may not know how to do it. And I'll just say to that, just believe in yourself because you don't know what your calling could be, in addition to what you're already doing with your life. And that calling can take you a whole nother direction and you could be doing a whole nother thing. You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to delve into that aspect of you. You have so many different aspects of you that can be a gift to this world. So mental note, just keep that in mind. Pastor Keon was right and wrong. That's what I was saying that, I didn't see anything wrong 100%. Um, 100%. And the reason why I said I didn't see nothing wrong 100%, Ebony, was because this is who they made their leader. You see what I'm saying? Everybody goes to their church. This is who they want to get their teachings from the Bible, and this is how he is. So I really couldn't criticize him for that point or for that fact because, excuse me, because again, that's what people, they went to that church for. You give it. Does that make sense? I.e., same thing with a lot of other pastors. This is who you decided to get your followings and your teachings from. So, you know, people said a woman been doing it for 4 years. He tried to talk to, and after a while, he was like, "Chad, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to tell her, shush, just stop it." And again, you know how I always be saying, y'all, we can't say how we pastors ain't perfect. Let me just say that. And again, we can't say how would we respond as a pastor or whatever when somebody up there screaming and hollering. You don't ask them many times, can you please stop it? And then just this one day, you be like, okay, I can't do this no more. I can't. I'm gonna have to just shush. And we can't determine how a person's gonna respond, because after a while you hear all this hooping and hollering, you be like, look here. So I think he did the best with what he could at that particular point in time. And though the books were not taken out of the Bible, books were added to the Bible. Go in some more detail on that. Let's keep it real. Please forgive me. As an elder, at times I run my mouth. Excuse me. Oh, no. Y'all, I don't care about y'all talking about different stuff in the comments. I just don't like the naysayers when they come in here and, like when we be doing our royalty videos and CJ videos. And I'm just like, how would that's the only time that it kind of gets on my nerves because it's like now you're being hypocritical because how would you act in those situations if that was you? You see what I'm saying? So when they say, well, royalty doesn't need to act like this and that. Well, how can you say that? How would you react if you was put in that situation? Me, I know I probably act a plumb fool. I done said that. I know I would beforehand. You know what I'm saying? He would have seen that a long time ago and he would have never tried what he tried with her. But she got fed up and she got tired. So how she react, I mean, can't nobody say she was wrong. She shouldn't have said it. She shouldn't have done it. We don't know. We're not in her shoes. So no, I'm definitely not one of them people. Express yourself because again, the ones who don't express themselves and get it out, them are the ones you gotta watch. Them are the ones you better pay attention to because they could snap any minute. Ain't no wrong with somebody cussing somebody out a little bit here and there. Shit, they done made you mad. You might have to cuss them out, okay? But them Jeffrey Dahmer serial, what'els, them are the ones that don't say nothing and then you wonder why they done snap because they just held it in, just held all of that anger and that frustration in, all of that. So that's when you want to pay attention when you see somebody like it. Okay. I have an Ethiopian Bible with the missing books of the Bible. Okay, so what you say you got the missing? You know what? I need to investigate to see how I, could come across one of those, and because it would be interesting to see, what's out in it. Because the King James Version Bible, they got some child. Look, that's a whole nother story. It's so many different versions of the Bible and stuff, you all. Like when I be reading like the Psalms and stuff, when I use the Psalms and stuff in my work and everything, I can only read the King James version because that's the one that I grew up on. I can't use these other ones. There's so many different guess what? And when you got all these different types and forms of Bibles that they got now, guess what? The meanings and stuff changed because they changed the words. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They said the King James version has been tainted too. You don't get me wrong. So it's about discernment and allowing spirit to guide you. But these other ones now, when I be reading it, I be like, this ain't even saying what the old version says. What the hell am I reading? This is what I be saying if I refer to something and I be like, oh, let me see what this be saying. The new NIV or whatever they be calling it. I'm like, this ain't even saying the same thing. What the hell am I looking at? So again, it's still been changed. It's still been changed. They taking away and changing it and people just be going with it. Then 61 were added. Yes, I have the king. Exactly. I'm begging, there were 5 books. I love to expand my knowledge. Exactly. So again, exactly. I keep I still, the Psalms that I work with and stuff, I use the King James Version. I don't use these new ones because just trust me, I have compared them and I'm like, to me, this whole meaning has changed. And guess what? If you're getting into church and you get into the Bible, let me remove church. If you're getting into the Bible and you want to get spiritually close, to the creator, the most high from the Bible standpoint, just think if you have no background knowledge of anything and you read these new versions and the meaning is totally changed because the words and stuff is different. You thinking this is the way that according to what you learned that this is the wording, but King James Version is going to state it's totally different. That's what I'm talking about. They're constantly changing shit up to keep us dumbed down and locked up in bondage in the mind. Here, keep us locked up in bondage in the mind. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff that pisses me off. That's religion. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be getting pissed off if I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to study to. But that's what's going on. They got so many books out. See what I'm saying? They want to put the woods over these young people's eyes who don't know nothing. And they doing a good job at it. Shit. Um, the King James too. All 88 books of the Bible out and only leaving. Yeah, exactly. The Apocrypha, all of them, Enoch, all of them. They left out the Maccabees, honey, and the Apocrypha. Did y'all read the Maccabees, honey? The Maccabees did not play. They was ruthless. Do you hear me? Ruthless. But the Bible says that everybody should kumbaya and this and that and the third. Child, it was some ruthless individuals that did not play. But we was taught that, to turn the other cheek and, just let a person dog you out and just let them keep on dogging you out and all this and that and the third. Okay? But people don't want to hear that. It's seek God and this and that and and that's it. And you forgive everybody for everything that they did. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna forgive somebody and let them and be all in their face and be buddy with them. And after they done dogged me out and treated me like everything but a child of the Most High. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'll let them turn the other cheek and stuff. The hell. So read the Maccabees from the Apocrypha. When I read that, I was like, oh, they really tried it. They really tried it when they took away those books from us. They had us looking all like some simps and for real. Child, it was some warriors up in that book. Do you hear me? That was one of the first things that I learned early on, okay? But we were simps according to everybody else. And just let everybody dog you out and treat you like you ain't nothing. That was never the case. Never. We was some warriors, okay? Black peoples was some serious warriors. But we wouldn't know that because everything has been taken away, diluted, dumbed down, all of that. And that's why I say, you know, research. Don't take none that I say as 100%. Do your research, which I know people already do because when they be coming and when they be putting these comments in there, I'll be like, oh, so y'all already know. Y'all know. But for the ones who don't know, do research. If you want to have your pastor, that's fine, but you still do your research. That's how you learn. Freaky King James, I know I heard about him. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff has been diluted down. Don't get me wrong. A lot of this stuff has been diluted down. We heard the stories about King James. Yes, we've heard them stories about him too. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said you got to go within. You have got to go within and pull from within and allow your spirit to lead and guide you. Because your higher self will not lead you down the wrong path. Your higher self is going to protect you from this BS that's going on. It's going to say, we're not going this route. We ain't doing this right here. Well, why? We're not going to be able to do it. Okay? Your higher self will not lead you down the wrong path. That's why I specifically say, first and foremost, seek assistance, seek guidance, ask your higher self to guide you. Because again, everybody else got all these skeletons in the daggone closet. Yes, freaky King James. Yes, ma'am. I wasn't gonna say it. I'm glad you said it. Okay, but you know how we try to stick with that version of our other versions because that was supposedly, allegedly, we can't confirm nor deny because we wasn't there. That's supposed to be the one that's most closely related that wasn't tainted, although it was still tainted. So everything that we learn, we have to really unlearn it and start all over. And it ain't too late. I don't care how old you are, unless you're fine with, unless people are fine with living with where they're at now. Some people look at it like, I'm too old. I ain't got time to relearn all this. It's a lot of people that feel like that. And that's fine. That's fine. They'll just have to come back in another lifetime and hopefully they'll, ascend then, Turning the other cheek means don't get caught up in trading insults. Yeah, turning the other cheek, don't be caught up in trading insults and some people, I mean, how we were taught too, in the Bible, somebody does you wrong, you still supposed to love them, and I ain't there. I ain't gonna never be there. I'm not gonna never be there. Somebody done me wrong and dog me out, and I'm supposed to still love him. No, I'm not. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. To me, that's brainwashing, and I don't believe in brainwashing. I'm gonna go with my feelings, how I feel. If I don't feel that connection because of what these individuals or individual has done to me, I'm not gonna be able to still allow them in my life, but just and forgive them and move on. I don't believe in that. Some people believe in that, and that's fine. Some things in the Bible are not literal. Yeah, exactly literal, but a lot of people take it as literal. I can't believe angels for. Yes, auntie, yes, but you better not let people hear that. They don't want to hear that. Yes, exactly. They got a part of that they got caught up. That's the only thing I can say. I wasn't there. I'm just assuming, but yeah, fornicated with him. It's a lot of things out there that again everything was tainted, and we were blinded by a lot of things because if we heard the truth, we couldn't live with what we were taught. You get what I'm saying? So when I started waking up and hearing the truth, I'm like, the hell was I caught up in all these years? I'm caught up in this all these years, and I'm thinking you doing the right thing, and this and that and the third, and then I'm hearing about all this old crazy weird stuff coming out and everything, and now you telling me I'm still supposed to believe in this and do this? No, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Because when you find out and you start learning, start waking up, you can't be the same. You just cannot. If you can be the same, then that means you just wasn't ready, and that's fine. You can, sleep in peace. Sleep in peace means stay where you at and be peaceful about it. Don't get mad at other people who decided that they didn't want to sleep in peace. The forgiveness is not for that person. The forgiveness is for you. I know, Ebony. The grudge, you can occupy your thoughts. Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand that the forgiveness is for you. Uh, but like I said, I'm just not. I ain't one of them people. I still don't like you. I forgive you, but stay on away from me, heifer. That's just me. I'm not gonna deny that part of me because to deny that part of me is to deny my humanness in this realm that we're in. You get what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that being caught up in religion, I felt like I had to accept a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to accept a lot of things. If I felt that, then let me feel that. Let me go through that emotion of, no, I can't stand this person, and they did me wrong, and no, I don't want them in my life, anymore. But, the Bible says I need to turn the other cheek and, be able to forgive. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should be allowed to go through those emotions. Like, for example, with royalty, let's take it back to that because that's, one of the situations that we're well aware of and we understand. Is she supposed to allow him to come back in her life after he done everything to her? Because according to, a lot of Bible people, they would say, okay, you forgive and move on, and, you shouldn't hold grudges. Was she don't agree with that, and I don't agree with that, and a lot of people don't agree with that she should allow this person back into her life and don't hold no grudges. She's not holding a grudge, she's moved on, but at the same time, do she want to keep dealing with it and having to see this face? Yes, she's healed for herself, but does she really need to forgive him? I don't think she does. Now, forgive herself for dealing with him? Yes, by all means. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say religion can get you so wrapped up and have you doing things that you feel within your soul don't feel right to you. You get what I'm saying? If it ain't feeling right in your soul, then baby, it's not right. Okay, then baby, it's not right. Because again, your soul, your spirit will not lead you down the wrong path. Yeah, if your soul and spirit is telling you forgive a person, and you might can trust them again, then by all means. But my soul ain't telling me that. I could be a little stubborn, I could be one of the most stubborn ones that don't want to hear it. But I ain't there, and I ain't gonna never be there. In the book Enoch that was taken out of the Bible. So do we suffer for the lack of knowledge? Exactly, Jesus. Exactly, Jesus was angry, but they tell us we're not supposed to be angry. But do we suffer for lack of knowledge? And it's all from those evil bastards that brought us here to America. Yes, a lot of the stuff was tainted, and basically further your education in the Bible. Exactly, a lot of that stuff was tainted on purpose because again, we were strong in who we were. Our ancestors were strong who they were, we were as a people. We knew who we were. We knew our powers. We knew our strengths and everything. We knew who we were as spiritual beings. Nothing, no, nobody was tainting us. But when we came over here, we had to be, I hate to say it, but they had to brainwash us in order to get us on that agenda. So I get it. I get it, but I'm not brainwashing, and you can't taint me no more. I just got her. Was he wrong? I was saying, Chrissy, that based on the fact that in religion they chose Pastor Keon Henderson to be their leader, I was saying that really because they chose him as the leader, how can you be mad when you have allowed him to lead you and teach you and guide you in the Bible and seeking a relationship and understanding all of those different things related to religion and the Bible, if you will. So how can people get mad at him now? You see what I'm saying? You trusted him then, so why can't you trust him now? I thought it was funny when I looked at it. I just busted out laughing. I said, "Oh no, he didn't." I thought it was funny. And she did shush when he told her to stop it. So it's to me, like I said, people are saying he was wrong for that, but I'm like, how is he wrong when this is who y'all chose as y'all's leader? You can't get mad at him now because he told the lady to shush and y'all didn't like that. You didn't get mad about all the other things that he's addressed. How do we know that some other members have not complained about it, period? And they said that he talked to her for like 4 years about stop all this hooping and hollering. I'm just adding that on part to it. That he was like, stop all this old hooping and hollering in the church. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, we can't forgive, but doesn't mean we have to stay in our. Thank you, thank you. We have our own journey. Thank you, Moni. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, and so back to royalty. What I was saying. Let me get back to royalty because again, we can all relate to this example so very well because we follow royalty and show her our support. So like okay, for example, with how CJ has turned his behind and gave it to everybody to kiss, including her, especially her. Should she be the one that says I'm gonna be the bigger person and I'm gonna forgive him and I'm gonna allow him in my life and we gonna co-parent and I'm gonna be friends with him and allow him in my life? Should she say that? You get what I'm saying? If we gonna look at it from a Bible standpoint, should she say that? Or should she be entitled to how she feels? I gave this man 9 years of my life. I allowed him to, guide our household and, father two of my children and be the stepfather to my other children. And, now that he done showed his behind. Should I still look at all of those things? Although he's done some mean and horrible things to me and have accused me of atrocious acts, should I still forgive him and allow him back into my life? Because, the Bible says that. That's what we were taught according to religion and how they've pushed that narrative in our heads. Should she do that? Or should she be allowed to feel how she feels? To go through that, hurt and pain and to say, he's still the father of my children, and of course he's gonna spend time with them, but I don't want no parts of it. I forgive myself for allowing him to do me that way. So that's the difference. That's the difference. To me, in a sense, from my experiences, religion kind of it closes that sense of you being able to allow to feel and go through whatever it is you need to go through and to say and to say I'm not going to accept that. Okay, I get what y'all saying, but I have a right to say I'm not going to accept that. So you see the difference. That's all. Let me tell you from my experience, when God has your spirit, no one can stop you. Yes, yes, I forgive you, but I will not let you continue to hurt me. Yes, yes, yes. And You can't, and like I said, some people may not agree with that, but I don't agree. That's not how I feel, and in this day and time, in this age and time, we need to connect to and allow ourselves to feel and go through whatever we need to go through. We can't just sit here and allow other people to dictate us and tell us how we need to feel and how we should be. That's the problem now. That's the reason why so many people are lost and confused, because we're letting somebody else tell us, families, friends, this is how you should feel. This is how it's been done. So why you want to change now? Because I'm growing. I'm growing, becoming a different person. So that's all. Forgive yourself. Yes, forgive yourself. She can forgive herself for this situation, but let him go. Thank you. Thank you. So that's the difference. I like that, bringing that little explanation of trying to explain it a little bit so people can see it from two different perspectives. Again, there's nothing wrong if people want to, go by the church way, the Bible way, or whatever the case, but at the same time, there's other ways as well. And does it make it wrong because a person chooses another way instead of the way that they were raised up and chose, and the way that they did all their lives, but once they woke up and they saw that this is more in line with who I am as an individual, is that so wrong? No, I don't think it's so wrong. I really don't. Be angry for as long as you thank you until you have to get tired. Be as angry as that's one of the things I learned in counseling. The message or the answer is within you. It's already in you. It's already within you. You just have to know how to seek it out. Maybe you need some help. That's where the counselor comes in to help you pull it out. You already know the answer. You know. My job ain't to sit there and tell you how you need to think. My job is just to give you the different ways of looking at things, and you decide how you want to go about doing it. That's all. That's my job. That's my degrees in counseling. That's my job. And that's all I'm doing is just giving you the different ways of looking at it. And again, you pull from what your higher self is calling you and telling you to do. That's all. Stop letting people tell you what to do. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But I am also not here to judge. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. She has our right to feel how she feels. Exactly. We can't judge her. You know what I'm saying? So when people will come over here in the comments, yeah, when people will come over here, yeah, and that's fine, Ebony. You're gonna stick with God and the Bible, and that's fine. But we're putting the information out there because you don't know your journey. Your journey could totally change a year or 2 years from now. I never thought that my journey would change, but it did. And I'm happy with the journey that I'm on, and some people are happy with the journey that they on. So again, I'm a proponent with whatever you feel like makes you happy. That's what you do. Like my pastor always says, everything takes time. If she wants to forgive, she will. Exactly. If she doesn't feel like she needs to, then she won't. And I like that you said that, Moni, because not all pastors out here are gonna try to keep you on the blind and narrow. It's a lot of pastors that know the truth that won't tell you, and then it's some that will tell you. So let me be clear on that as well. Yeah. It's some that know the truth and won't tell you nothing. And there's some that will tell you the truth and they don't. It's that one pastor that be on her, he be talking cash shit and be talking about everybody, y'all, him. He know the truth and he ain't gonna sit there and lie to you and put it in no way to make you feel good. He gonna tell you the truth even if you get mad. I can't think of his name, but I can see his face and I can see him preaching in my mind's eye right now. Him. Here, I like him. I say, because he just spits it straight out and he don't sugarcoat it. When I hear him, I'm like, oh my goodness, you might change it. Oh, what you say? I might change and come back to the Bible, but the thing about it, Ebony, with hoodoo, you utilize the parts of the Bible. So honestly, I work with the Bible, okay? And hoodoo, yes. I work with the Bible. I read those some of those Psalms and I use them in my work just like our ancestors did. So you can't never say I never went totally away. You know what I'm saying? I utilize some of those parts in the Bible when I'm doing hoodoo, when I'm working with the herbs and stuff. So, just like our ancestors did. Why do you think that he lets people practice different beliefs? He literally gave us free will. Yes. My husband speaks on that all the time, Moni. Free will, free will, free will. Again, the people who indoctrinated us into religion is the one that changed it. I'm not into the religious aspect of the Bible. If that makes any sense. I don't do what they tell us we supposed to do because they told us we supposed to do it. I use my spirit to guide me when I'm using, like I said, the Bible, Psalms, and other books of the Bible when I'm doing my works. Again, because a lot of stuff that we were taught um, from religion, it's not in line with spirituality, which is what they wanted, and they got it. A lot of people, they gonna stay in the Bible, and that's fine. But a lot of us, we use it differently. We use it differently, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Royalty responds in a healthy way, where CJ shows that there is no value in black love. Child, he don't love himself, honey. He don't love himself, Denise. The bashing and balance are too much. His supporters are really showing themselves, and they just the blind leading the blind. That's all it is, Denise. The blind leading the blind. What do they tell us to do? The blind leading the blind. So they don't even have a sense of who they are as individuals. So that's why we can't expect anymore. When you don't have a sense of who you are, that's what happens. You get caught up again following someone else. That's a cult, in my opinion. Somebody else might be like, that's not no cult. It is a cult. When you just following somebody else without doing your own research and studying to show thyself approved, that's a cult, in my opinion. You just following this man, and look at what he doing. He can't lead himself to the pasture here. He is a sleep sheep. A sleep sheep. Shit. So, think I'm gonna be following somebody like that? He ain't got no life experiences. He ain't been through nothing. He ain't taught us nothing. What has he taught? You know? And like I always say, don't believe nothing I say. You go and you research and you study your own self. You do that your own self. And you're going to learn more and more and more. Okay, that's the whole point of it. Is to just put it out there and you go learn more and more and more. It's a lot of people who practice hoodoo and they still go to church. Okay? What you think some of these old black folks, women's was doing up in them churches when they go in their prayer closet and they pray? Child, all of that stuff dates back into ancient times, okay? So, you know, but we ain't ready for all of that. Like my pastor says, meet people where they at. Yeah. Yeah, I done been there, done it with the church. This ain't my first go around. I grew up in the church. Okay. Been there, done that. And yeah. So it's all about, that path, that spiritual journey. I happen to be content and happy. I will never return going back to nobody's church and allow somebody to lead me and guide me and tell me how I should be or how I shouldn't be. That ain't never happening. Never. You know. But as far as my relationship with the creator, that's never changed. Actually got better because I got more in tune with truth and following my path. So actually got a whole lot better, believe it or not. But when people get there, they'll understand that message, that part. But y'all, anyway, spiritual wise and the physical. Mona, you never listen to Geno Jenkins. Is that him? I think that's him. That's him. That's him. Yes, because when I heard him, I was sitting here playing. You know how you be playing something, you don't be thinking about what you're doing. You going out doing something else. And I came back. I said, "Who is this man?" He was ruthless. He was not playing with people. I don't even know who. I think that's the one who, Chad, when he puts it out there, he the one talking about all them other pastors. If that's the same man, he be talking about them other pastors and how they ain't doing this and that, how they ain't doing right. People don't want them kind of preachers. People don't like them kind. They want you to tell them what makes them feel good. Is it too soon to talk about the God in you? Okay, so when you say the God in you, meaning per se, because remember we are created in the image of the Creator. We're created in that same image. He preaches to the sinners. I like his preaching again because he don't no chaser. He keeps it straight up to the T. He ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. He ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. He gonna tell you what you need to hear. You know. And again, some people who's on that journey of wanting to get more into the church and stuff or into the Bible according to how he teaches it, they need to hear that. Even God himself met people where they were at. Yep. Hold on, let me log in to this laptop so I can see what's going on. Okay, nothing going on. Yeah. What you mean, Denise, when you said the God in you? It's the God in me. Yeah, I used to listen to all them people. Dietrich, I can't even think of his name. I used to listen to all of them preachers. I ain't no heathen now. I just, like I said, I choose to have my relationship different from what how other people, choose to have their relationship in this day and time. And actually, like I said, I feel more connected now than ever because going to church and stuff. Child, I would go to church and like I said, I really wasn't getting into the Bible until it was time to go back to Bible study or church again as an adult. Now it's constant. It's a daily thing for me. You see what I'm saying? So yes, I feel more connected spiritually in my heart, in my soul, everything with every part of me, every being of me, closer now than I ever did before when I was in the church. That's a whole different feeling. Whole different feeling. No gays, no women preachers, no paying tithes, no Trinity. Who is that what you're saying about that one pastor? Is that what he feels? No women preachers. Yes, a lot of preachers that don't feel that women should be. I don't know if you've been on one of our conversations before where we talked about the woman, being the divine source. I don't know if you've been on one of them. Okay, so that's how he feels. So you know I like that he's a straight chaser, about a lot of things, but with what you just put in there, some of the things I don't agree with, what I'm saying, because again, it's about our relationship with the creator, and who are we to say what somebody shouldn't be or what somebody can't do. What I'm saying, that's not my right to say that. And again, that's that religious part coming in. That's that religious part, because again, if you think about it, I ain't saying this to defend no group of people or anything. I'm just putting it out there. But if you think about it, when we reincarnate, we come back as different individuals all the time. We're females right now. The men right now. But when you come back, you may be somebody totally different. You see what I'm saying? So how can we be judgmental? That's that judgmental part. How can we be judgmental on a person's, orientation, a woman preacher, woman preacher, and all of that? Now I get why they do ties because that keeps the building going. I get that. I understand that. Now, when you got a certain amount that they tell you got to pay based on your income, then again, that's why I draw the line. I draw that line. Um. Well, I hadn't believed in reincarnation. Yeah, so Ebony, you're not on that level as far as that type of understanding because you don't believe in reincarnation. But yeah, we come back and reincarnate different lifetimes because again, we're spiritual beings. Our spirits live on and on. When we pass away in this lifetime, our spirits don't go anywhere. We know that our spirits don't go anywhere, and the reality that you create is the reality that you have. If you believe that you're gonna go to a hell when you pass away, then that's where you're gonna go. If you believe you're gonna go into a heaven, that's where you're going to go. It gets so much deeper than that. That's why I always say just study. Just study, 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 study. You gotta study, outside of what you've been taught. That's the only way you can learn and understand and grow more. You gotta study. And the fact that you're asking questions and speaking on different things, believe it or not, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's gonna come up, and you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna start studying and researching. Your spirit's gonna start guiding you, and you're gonna just find yourself learning new things, and you're gonna be like, oh, watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. It's gonna happen because that's how it starts. You may be like, okay, because I was like that. I was like, I'd read the Bible and this and that. I heard little messages and stuff as when I was younger. Don't get me wrong. I heard little messages. I was one of them people. Again, as a child, I always had questions. I wasn't never just satisfied with what I just heard and what I was just taught. I had all kind of questions. My husband was the same way. He said he was the same way. He had questions growing up, and we got shushed. We got shushed because we had questions about the Bible. We wanted to know why this and why that. Shush. Don't ask questions about the word. Well, dang, I'm just asking a question. I just want to know because I don't understand. Shush. Shush. Because could nobody explain it? Because they didn't know. You see what I'm saying? Can we be mad at them? No. We old enough now where we can learn our own selves because some people get hurt by people in the church. Yeah, I only speak from the Bible. Yeah, some people get hurt. Yeah, some people do. Some people do get hurt in the church. Um, it's a lot of people that get hurt in the church. Shit, we done seen it on TV many a times where, stuff has happened in the church and people left and this and that. I can't speak from that experience. The church that we went to and everything. Now, as we got older and stuff, we didn't go to church and everything, but I just wanted. I knew that there was more. You get what I'm saying? I stayed even as an adult for a little bit, but I just knew that there was more, and started seeking out more, and different life events happening in life that make you question things and make you want to know more about life, and so that's how you get on your journey, and then that spirit inside of you is guiding you. So it's a bunch of different things from different people have different perspectives as to what led them into spirituality. So again, you can't put we can't put a tag on, okay, all these people over here did it because of this. No, each individual has their own different reason. They were called by spirit. They could have gotten hurt by the church and they left the church. I told you I know a friend who left her church that she was going to for years because the people there, they was just so mean in how they act, and from like what she said, that they was very cliquish, and she just didn't feel welcome there, and she went to a whole nother church. That's sad. That's sad for a person to have to feel that. I believe we live forevermore to heaven or to hell. Yeah, whatever you believe. Because again, heaven can be here on earth. It's just all how you interpret it, and what you manifest for your life. If you want to manifest heaven on earth where you having this beautiful life that you manifested, or if you want to allow life circumstances to continue to bring you down and you feel like you're stuck and you don't understand and realize that you can pull yourself out of that, then that's what it's going to be. Hell on earth. That's what it's going to be. Do I believe that there's a hell under the ground that you died to and go to? Purgatory and all of those things, all of that stuff, that's what we were taught growing up in church. And you burn eternally. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Again, all of that stuff was force fed to our ancestors, to keep them under that mind control. The best way to keep a person enslaved is by the mind. Like Denise was saying earlier, that's the best way to keep a person enslaved is by the mental trauma that they went through, and they don't even know how to get outside of that. You still enslaved. You don't realize that there's a whole world outside of that enslaved mentality that was passed down to our ancestors, that was forced onto them, that was passed down to us. You don't even realize there's a whole nother side you know. And that is the most treacherous thing that has happened to black people as a whole. You know, as a whole. We still so imprisoned in what we were taught and that was passed down to us. And let me get off of here. And and I'm gonna leave y'all with that. That's the travesty of it all, is that you have a right to create and manifest. That's your God-given right, if you will. That's your God-given right. You have a right to create. But because so many of us are still indoctrinated with that belief system, that we have to go through this and we have to do this in order to feel like that we should have this, or I gotta pass away and go to heaven in order to have what I really want, this perfect life, when you can have it now. Not perfect, but the things that you want, the things you deserve. Or if I don't do this and do that, then I'm gonna die. That's the farthest thing from the truth. It is. It's the farthest thing from the truth. And I just, again, I always got to have a message. I just don't want people to be in prison with that mentality. Black, white, Asian, whatever. I don't want people to be in prison with that mentality, because, again, those are the higher ups. That's how they structured everything, and they want us to stay that way. You ain't got to stay that way. I'm here to tell you, you ain't got to stay that way. Yeah, you can be there. Yeah, just go on and stay where you at, Evan. If that makes you happy, yeah. That ain't nobody mad because that's where you find it. That's fine. With where you at. Some people are content with that. Uh, and we over here, we ain't gonna judge you and force you to go to the other side. We ain't, no. Mm-mm. If they can't find the answers in the Bible, then it doesn't add up to. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, study yourself. Ebony Harris, you should. That is your story. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Denise, y'all know me enough to know that I ain't gonna force nothing on nobody. I'm just gonna put it out there, and you take what resonates within your spirit. Your spirit will tell you what resonates with you, and tell you, hey, you might want to go investigate this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's all. That's all it is. Because again, it's a lot of us out here talking about this. It's a lot of us are out here waking up. But as you can see, you know, everybody has their own perspective or own way of explaining it or teaching it from their standpoint. Everything I'm talking about is from my point of view and what I've experienced, in life. So I give like a lot of examples to help for people to understand it based on my standpoint, that what makes sense for me or how I learn things. You know and then of course, like I said, I see people as well giving their take and how they experience different things. I can appreciate everybody else's experiences because I learned from you all as well, and I'm like, oh, okay, I never thought of it like it. It gives me another way of looking at things. So yeah. Yes, that is my truth, Denise. It's about peace and happiness, and we should bring people to God in love. Yes, exactly. Yes, and yes, Ebony, I am so much more at peace and happy with where I'm at now. And I'm so more peace and happy and connected. Like I said, because like I said, I'm able to worship, if you will, have my relationship, have my connection to Source, the Creator, the Most High God, whatever anyway, whatever that person decides to say it as. I'm more connected now than I ever was, and yeah, yep, darling, I thought that is understood and respected. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying, Ebony, and everything, but yeah, baby, I ain't never going back to the church, with religion. That won't never happen. I've been there and done that, and I wasn't totally 100% happy. I always knew it was more than that. You get what I'm saying? Because guess what? Guess what? Another thing in the church, people, again, like I said, you know how people say that you're just supposed to go for God and this and that, but when you see that everybody else is on something totally different, it's not resonating with your spirit, you can't be a part of that. And that's who I am as a person. If something doesn't resonate within my spirit, before I even came to spirituality, then I couldn't be a part of it. So a lot of people say, well, maybe you ain't found the right church home. Maybe it's time for me to seek within instead of constantly seeking with from outside. Maybe it's time for me to seek within and go within inside of me instead of trying to go searching and trying to find this church home and find that church home. You see what I'm saying? So it's so many different things and so many ways that people can look at it. But yes, if you feel comfortable with just sticking with your Bible, then like I said, by all means, stay with that. But it's a lot of us out here who are on a different path and how we create and how we connect. You see what I'm saying? Essentially, we all still connecting back to Source and the Creator. We all doing the same thing. I just choose to do my way a different way, as well as you choose to do yours a certain way as well. Because I was one of them. I stopped going to the churches, but I still like I said, I would read the Bible, but I wasn't really into it like you would think one should be according to what I was taught. But once I started learning things differently, yeah, yeah, it totally changed it up because I found my truth and what I knew was where I was supposed to be at. I woke back up. My relationship with God is with God. I don't look at other folks are doing. Okay. We had Bible study earlier today, huh? And I got a friend of mine. She earlier today. She's what is she? Apostolic? Is she apostolic? I've been knowing her since elementary school. What's the ones that wear the skirts and stuff all the time? I know I'm child. I know it's terrible. But that's the only way I can identify because they grew up. It was a bunch of them, and she wore skirts and stuff. I can't remember what the religion is and everything. Me and her we still friends to this day. We have different beliefs and everything. And when she trying to tell me something, like, girl, shut up. Quit trying to tell me. Here, quit trying to tell me that's what you do, that's what you do. But we still love and respect each other. We've been knowing each other since elementary school. But we still love and respect each other. Now, do we battle on the phone sometimes? Yes, we do. But that's just a part of it. I still respect her for what she does and what she wants to do. And she ain't got no choice but to, shush, like Pastor Keon said, because ain't child again. Because it's a lot of things that I might feel about her and she might feel about me, but at least I've seen both sides. You get what I'm saying? Everybody can't say that. Some people just stay one side their whole life. At least I know both sides, so I go with what resonates in my spirit. But yeah, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. What you say? Y'all had. Yeah, my what made me bring her up, Moni, is because yes, they have like Bible study early in the morning and everything. And I'm like, because sometimes I would call her and she'd be like, let me call you back. I'm online for Bible study. I'm like, okay, cool. You see what I'm saying? I don't get mad. I don't disrespect her. I'm like, okay, cool. Call me back. And I'll talk to her at another time or whatever. And now I know that she does Bible study early in the morning. So again, it's all about respecting and respecting other people's beliefs and stuff. So, and I'm a firm believer in that. I respect the person's belief and what they feel and everything. And, don't be trying to come over in town and tell me what the hell I need to be doing. That's all. I'm one of them kind of people. I don't tell nobody what else they need to be doing. I just, put it out there. Yes, I want people to wake up. And however you decide to use that information is how you decide to do it. But please don't try to tell me what the hell I need to do, because at least I've been on both sides. Okay. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Because you will get some of them as we used to call them in the old days, them Babble thumpers, them Babble thumpers. I'm not into Greek or ancient mythology. Yeah, I ain't into Greek mythology or none of that stuff either. But do I understand that when it comes to learning history, do I need to learn it and understand it? By all means, because again, you want to understand a lot of different things that's going on out there, so you'll understand what's going on, what happened in the past, and how it affects the present now. You see what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I study a lot of these ancient histories, because again, a lot of it plays into how America's is structured now. You get what I'm saying? A lot of America are patterned after those ancient ways, and it spills over into our lives now, and the things that we were taught and the things that the country still does today. So keep those things in mind. It's important to understand those things. We don't want to be so closed off to where we're not willing to say, I understand the Quran. That's not my thing, but I do understand it. That's their religion. That's what they believe in. I respect that. But I do. I'm open to learn about other things. Does it mean I'm going to do that? No. I just think it's important for me to know and understand that. You see what I'm saying? Because again, a lot of those ancient ways and ancient practices that they had over in Rome, America does to this day. So yeah, that's why it's important to be educated, just not in just your area. You gotta be educated all the way around. But I respect it though. Let me read a comment. The Paul is something else when it comes to my life. I must have missed some, except for the ones that were in the Bible, like Zeus. But I respect it though. I don't believe in Zeus. Zeus is in the Bible. Is Zeus in the Bible? I done read the Bible from cover to cover several times. Is Zeus in the Bible? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and read it. The Bible got so many names and stuff in there. I would definitely have to go back and pull it up. Um, but yeah, Hermes, which was, I was talking to my husband about that. He again, he studies a lot. My God, all kind of old books and stuff, and he still studies. And yeah, definitely. You definitely want to understand and know about a lot of different things out there, because it plays into things that are going on in our lives today. A lot of these teachings and philosophies is spilled over into our society today. We just don't know it. We wondering why all of for example, the Congress and all of those things, all of that stuff was pulled from ancient times, and we've patterned our society after that. So when we understand those types of things, it makes us understand, okay, this is why they do this. This is why this is set up that way. It helps us to understand it. And at least we have a knowledge and a knowledge base behind everything that's going on. So we just not wandering aimlessly, and, everything is just happening around us and we don't know why it's happening around us and to us, you know? So yeah. It's always important to study, regardless if you delve into it and you practice, whatever the case may be. It's always important to study. Don't let nobody else just teach you something. You just go with that straight. And even again, even something that you was raised up on, you still have to study yourself as well. Study yourself. You might think you know it, but really study yourself, and you be surprised. History doesn't even match up to history. Thank you. It's so turned around and distorted and traded around. My goodness. But when you think you done found something, you're gonna have to be like, oh shit, I got to go even deeper, because this is just the tip of it. It was something before that, and whatever you read is gonna show you it was something else before that. So I got to go back even further. You know. Show is. Yep. It's a lot we're not being told. A whole lot. And that's why I said I was gonna start titling my topics, truth seeker talks. You know what I'm saying? Truth seeker talks, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. or they don't even want to realize that there's more beyond the truth that they've learned. You see what I'm saying? So when I say truth speaker talks, it can talk about a whole bunch of different things, whole bunch of different things, depending on what somebody brings up in the comments. Where I'm speaking about something and then I see somebody else bring up something and we delve in a whole nother area. Hey, Jewel, it's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a lot that we're not being taught and that we're not being told about out here. And I love the fact that YouTube, they, even though YouTube get on my nerves at times, but I love the fact that YouTube, they don't block that free speech when it comes to that. Um, and then same thing as TikTok. They don't block those things. And that's why the US wants to ban TikTok. Cause baby, when I tell you TikTok will put some shit out there and you will go researching and reading up on stuff, you'd be like, what in the based on something that they done said and you thank you. Egypt is in Africa. Exactly. But according to the maps and everything, they done segued and cut it out to make it seem like it ain't a part of Africa. Okay, we're the true Egyptians. We're the Nubians. Exactly, Moni. We're the Nubians. I watched this dude, one of these. I watch a lot of them guys who travel going to different countries. I watched this one guy who had went to Egypt, and the Nubians are not really in Egypt anymore. They are on an island, like the main part of Egypt. They're on an island an hour away because he got on a boat and he was on a boat ride an hour away and took him to this island. I don't remember the name of it. And that's where all the Nubians are, the black Egyptians, the true Egyptians. They wasn't inland. They don't live in inland no more. Like when you land in Egypt and get off the plane, you won't see us. You got to travel outside of Egypt, hour outside of Egypt. Because I watched the video and he went to where the Nubians are. Those were the true Egyptians. That's where they at. Beautiful people, beautiful people. Okay, look just like us. Excuse me, look just like us. They just didn't speak the same language. And guess what? Some of them tribal ways and stuff, that hoodoo uses and having the alligator head and all of that type of stuff. They had alligators, okay? One video showed where this man had like an alligator in his market. He had several alligators. Don't you know that they use alligator heads and alligator pieces of alligator and that's what they use in hoodoo here in America's in slavery. When they practice hoodoo, they still carry those ancient traditions back over. You get what I'm saying? So it just goes so much deeper. If we got out there and engulf ourselves in our history of who we really were and are as a people, it would be a whole lot of people coming up out that Bab. I promise you it would. This is not a ploy to move anybody away from the Bible. You stay in whatever makes you feel good. But when you get out there and you look beyond that and you really see who we really were as a people would not believe it. They would be like, they would get out of the religious part of the Bible. Let me say that. They would get out of that religious part. They wouldn't believe it. Exactly. That we're the true Egyptians of the book. And we're what a hour away. I don't know how many miles, but we're an hour away over in Egypt. We don't live in the inland. It's been taken over. We live on the outskirts. Okay. And when I was seeing, I said, I said, what's this alligator head? And they had real alligators. We can't have no real alligators in the house and all of that. They had real alligators. I said, "Oh my God!" Because when I seen it, I said, "That's one of the practices that you do with hoodoo." I'm sitting here freaking out because I'm seeing stuff that is still carried over, that was carried over and still existing to this day. Having a piece of an alligator tooth, you can buy a piece of an alligator tooth and carry it around for good luck and protection. But they had the whole alligator over there, y'all. Okay, we just able to use bits and pieces of it, which is fine. It's still strong spirits in those. Okay, still has strong spiritual beliefs. So child, we can take it all the way back. We can take it all the way back, and guess what? And still keep going back, and still wouldn't be finished. So yes, it goes beyond the Bible, y'all. And a lot of us know that. Africa is a white. Thank you. That wasn't the true name. Thank you. The name I learned in Eden. Ebony, what name? Africa is not the true name. Hold on, let me see if I can look it up. This is my work laptop. Let me pull my other laptop. If this thing come in. But yeah, Africa's not the true name. Yep. So again, a lot of stuff was changed, you all. A lot of stuff was changed. And then when he was over there in Egypt and went to the island where the Nubians were, they was looking at him. It was funny because you recognize black people recognize black people. I don't care what part of the world you from. You recognize black people, and when they was looking at him, they was looking at him like, and they was asking him, you Nubian? Because some of them speak English. You Nubian? And he was like, yes, Nubian. They recognized them. Spirit bear witness. Spirit recognized, okay? That spirit recognized. They was like, hold up, he's us. He's one of us, but he might look a little different, but by all means, he's still one of us. They knew that. Shit. And this man lived over in Miami. He was from Miami. Yes. We were slaves in Egypt in the Bible. It literally to Moses to be assigned by God to help. Yeah, I remember that. Slavery been going on. We know that slavery has been going on for so many centuries, and we know it wasn't created and started by Caucasian people. We know that slavery wasn't started by Caucasian people. It was started by other nationalities. It even dates back to Africans enslaving Africans, so they can sell them and make money. You know what I'm saying? It's always been in existence. But yeah, what does that mean? Let me back up. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, slavery has always existed in some shape, form, and fashion. It really has. But yeah, like I said, if we just delve deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, it just keeps going. It just keeps going on and on and on. That's why I said it's more to it than what we see. That's why I always say, what you see, look past that because it's a story behind what you see. And then when you get to that story, look past that because it keeps going on and on and on. It was said that it's Africa's original name. I don't know. What does it mean? I can't log into my other laptop because I can't remember the original name either. That's not something that I keep in my forefront of my mind. But yeah, yeah, but yep, you all. I enjoyed our conversation. Our truth seeker talks is what I'm gonna start titling if I can remember. I enjoyed our truth seeker talks, and I appreciate everybody's perspective and their standpoint on things. And it's a journey. Again, this is a journey. We on a journey. We ain't gonna never stop growing. We not gonna ever stop learning. You stop learning and stop growing when you close your eyes, and the spirit does go on. But I'm gonna get on off of here, and of course I'll be back, and we have another one of these talks because I definitely like them and look forward to them, and I learn a lot as well and appreciate and love everybody's input as well. It's definitely needed, and it's something that I would love to see more and more people do instead of getting on here fighting and arguing over silly stuff. Fighting and arguing, as the old folks say, over arguing about nothing, arguing. If I remember Eden, um, it's another name too. I can't think of it. I'm gonna pull it up and then I'll probably post it if I can find it. No wonder God said, "Our people thank you." Yes, yes. That's why I don't like criticizing people or saying anything because I know people ain't there. They ain't woke up yet. You know what I'm saying? Um, it just when people like how you got some people that just push it out. Well, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, and hell for you need to grow, okay? But I don't even say all of that. I don't even say all of that because I'm becoming more patient and becoming understanding that people wake up on their journey when they wake up, if they wake up in this particular journey that we're on right now. Some people may not wake up. It may not be meant for them to wake up. They may not want to wake up, but we have to, understand that and let it be. Like John Lennon said, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. I can't even think of the words. You have to let it be. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed day. And again, thank you for attending another Truth Seekers Talk. Truth Seekers Talk. I love these types of conversations. And we can act crazy when we want to, but as long as we get back to the main scope and the main point is to grow in the sin, that's all that matters. As long as you ain't hurt nobody either. As long as you ain't hurt nobody either. Thank you, and I will see you all later. Have a great day.